You may not realize this, but cavalry in HOI4 are particularly OP, but not for the reasons you probably think. If you stack enough modifiers on horses, you can make them OP. The only downside is that later game, with more technologies unlocked, you tend to find the horses tend to fall off. But anything from 1930s and to the beginning of 1940s, horses are just incredibly OP. Hey, and at that point, why not transition to more motorized and maybe to mechanized as well? That's the natural direction you'll move when the technology allows you. So how do you make horses particularly OP? First thing you've got to do is get the right trait. So, of course, when you make a horse division, you're going to make it particularly strong. And in most cases, if you go for something at least 20 width, which is a decent size, you will do okay. Standard is artillery for soft attack and anti-air capabilities. These usually are the best. At the same time, we'll convert these all to horses and exercise these boys to level 3. So a part of making horses OP is you need to stack traits. And the most optimal way of stacking traits is to get level 1 generals. I don't know why it's the case, but level 1 generals, and lower level generals, level 2s will apply too, they grind these traits like cavalry leader and infantry leader significantly faster. And these traits are the reason why horses are OP, but it also filters into officer corps as well. Let's just start from the top. So we'll create another army, create a few more of these boyos. To do this strategy correctly, you need the right generals, train the right generals, and then build them up sufficiently. I think you could probably do this quite sufficiently as Germany and even the Soviet Union, and particularly Poland, particularly if you go down the Cossack path, because you gain some more insane bonuses for cavalry. So Field Marshal doesn't matter so much, so we just pick our best Field Marshal, and we'll make 3 armies in total that are going to consist primarily of the horsey boys. In this case, we're going to assign a bunch of generals. Ideally, in a perfect world, you want brilliant strategists, level 1s. There's like a bit of a meta strategy where if you go for superior firepower, you go for theater training, and if you've got enough command power, you can promote one of your field officers to a general and pray that he gains brilliant strategists. It's a very small chance. And to be fair, in all honesty, when I've tested this out, I've not had much luck with it. Oh, there we go. We got one. There you go. Max is a brilliant strategist. Level 1 brilliant strategist. What this means is when he levels up, he's more likely to roll points into attack and have more attack ability. To top it off as well, the reason why we're here is we're showing you why cavalry is OP. And the lower level the general is, the quicker he will grind specific traits. Now, this might sound strange to you, but in game, infantry as well as cavalry are classed as infantry. So they will gain infantry bonuses and they will also gain cavalry bonuses as well. So they'll take advantage of both. Why not both? Well, today it will be both. Here we go. Next one is this guy. I wouldn't recommend this guy because he's pretty bad for his XP. So I'd try and re-roll him. Once again, you have to rely on getting CP for this. Command power is something you grind over time. And we've got a guy who's got no traits. He'll do. Heinz is the man. So be aware that these generals will perform pretty poorly in battles because their stats are pretty poor. But they will grind their XP and their traits significantly faster, which is really advantageous to get these really OP cavalry. So first of all, we'll just exercise these guys to level 3 and then go from there. Okay, for the most part, a little bit of XP will do. Then we're going to declare war on Poland. Remember, this is all for demonstration purposes. I'm not going to play a proper game of HOI4. I just wanted to show a fast-track way of doing this. So once again, attack. Got that decent amount of planning bonus. And because it's 1936, you plow through the enemy pretty easily. I have got all the research unlocks. That's the reason why I'm doing so much damage. Be aware that if you are winning battles, you do level up your generals significantly quicker. And another factor to take into account is if you go for bold attack, when they level up, they have a small chance of gaining an extra +1 attack, which is really useful for grinding those OP generals. If you gain a +10 attack field marshal with a +10 attack general, the amount of damage you're going to be delivering is going to be absolutely insane. All right, so let's just look at the generals for a second. So this guy's grinding his way up because he's gaining a lot of XP really quickly, and that is just solely based on he's winning the battles really quickly. The easiest way to win battles with cavalry or infantry for that matter is just to add as much soft attackers on as possible. So probably the easiest thing to do would probably just to add a few battalions of artillery on. Don't worry too much about the speed. I wouldn't worry about that. It's not going to be a big deal. It's not going to affect you. But overall, if you're getting lots of soft attack against the other infantry, you are going to do lots of damage and it is going to be effective for you in the long run. All right, we're going to declare war on the Soviet Union now. Once again, just to illustrate of grinding XP with our generals. Boom, off you go. Don't worry too much about the battles themselves. Of course, I'm winning because I've researched all, because we're getting just a ridiculous amount of damage because we have all the doctrines all simultaneously at the same time. To be fair, with all the doctrines unlocked all at once, it's probably hurting their ability to gain XP because you kind of need these green battles here to last for a long time because we defeat them so quickly you don't gain XP that quickly. There's like 2 factors that factor into gaining XP for generals. The first one is if you're winning. If you're winning, you gain more XP. So therefore, having good division templates is going to go a long way. The second thing that plays into the different XP is if the battle goes on for a long time. And that's probably the reason why the Spanish Civil War is such a great place of grinding your generals, because you can have a green bubble for a very long time and also be winning and therefore gain lots of XP on your divisions as well as your generals. Spanish Civil War is like the most perfect area in the game to grind generals and divisions. Even though these divisions consist primarily of cavalry, see, look at this. The infantry leader trait is going up. And you probably think to yourself, that doesn't make sense. Well, technically, motorized, mechanized, regular infantry, leg infantry, and cavalry are all a class as infantry. So they're classed as a division that makes up 80% infantry, so they will gain points for their trait with that. And technically as well, more than 40% of the divisions consist of cavalry, motorized, and mechanized. So you will gain the trait for cavalry leader as well. And you can see, look at the bonuses too. 12% attack, which leads to cavalry expert, which gives 10% defense. Or you can go for combined arms expert, gain a 15% defense bonus for mechanized. And mechanized have got insane defense. So this will make those mechanized divisions have a ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous amount of defense. But that's not all. You've got infantry leader getting you extra defense as well. Then you've got infantry expert getting you 10% extra attack as well. But get this, we're not done yet. Just to illustrate as well how effective it is. So this guy's leveled up now. He's level 3 and he's got 3 attack, 1 defense, and like some other traits. To be fair, you don't really want to be gaining anything other than attack and logistics. So the other traits aren't that great. This guy's level 2. He's got 3 attack. That's pretty decent. He's leveled up quite well. But our main guy, the brilliant strategist, has 6 into attack. This guy has got 6 into attack, even though he's level 3. It just shows that he's maybe gained an extra +1 attack from bold attack, officer core trait, and as well as a brilliant strategist, he's more likely to roll attacks into attack. Therefore, at level 5 or level 6, this guy might get level 10 attack, which will make him a prime candidate to make him into a field marshal. That's why it's so important to level up generals from level 1 onwards. Even though you might start the game with some really talented generals, it might be just better off to level from the ground up. Best to get new blood in there to actually get a better overall outcome. So here we go, guys. This is what I mean. This is insane. This is insanely lucky. He's level 4 and he's got 8 into attack. Once again, this guy is on the way of becoming a 10 attack field marshal. Okay, something special has just happened. Can you see these little flashing pluses below the generals? They're ready. So first of all, character trait. We've got the ability to get infantry expert. It's no brainer. There's no reason why you shouldn't do that one. Next one is a bit more difficult choice because you have to get expert for cavalry, which you can only have cavalry expert or combined arms expert. If you were looking to migrate later on onto mechanized and motorized late game, my advice is go for this one. But if you're happy just sticking what you've got, go for cavalry expert. And here we go. This is the second part of this as well. Because this guy is leveling up so significantly well, why not hire him as a part of the officer corps? In this case, we can make him a cavalry expert, getting a massive bonus to cavalry attack. +5 attack, +5 defense. You hire him a part of the officer corps here. Top that off as well. You hire the infantry expert, take advantage of the attack bonus on top of the general as well. And why not take advantage of just a good old chief of army as well, gaining an attack bonus? So what we're doing here, if you've not realized, is we're just stacking as many of these traits as possible. But the question you can ask now is, why is this unique to horses? Surely this just works the same with infantry. Yeah, but you don't get to take advantage of the cavalry leader trait, which is mad strong. Also the cavalry expert, which is strong. And then also, if you manage to level up your general really high to a cavalry expert or a cavalry genius, you'll be able to take advantage of the guy as your high command, giving big juicy bonuses. But with the added advantage is that because cavalry is also classed as infantry and also cavalry, you get to stack all the bonuses on top of it as a part of your cavalry, leading you to a situation where you're gaining infantry bonuses and also cavalry bonuses. So let's just apply this in a fictional world. Gain XP 1000. He's level 5 now. He's done exactly what I thought he would do. He's become a 10 attack general, which is amazing. We'll level it one more time. Oh my god, he's got 11 attack, which doesn't even make sense, to be fair, because having more attack than 10 doesn't give you an extra bonus, which is a bit weird. But this is a prime candidate now to become a field marshal, because remember, half of his trait stats will be fed to the generals below him. Then you can grind another general below him to get an extra +10 attack, which I know this is normal game mechanics, but once again, this will help a cavalry army become significantly OP. Promote him, boom, given the level 1 general below him to level him up. And don't forget as well, he's now a level 6 field marshal, which means he's now leveled up his officer corps to a cavalry expert, getting an extra +5 attack and defense. Hence what I'm trying to say here, it gains more and more stats as you go. So in summary, cavalry have the added bonus of being motorized infantry, lets you take advantage of the bonuses for cavalry leaders leaders, as well as the officer core bonuses. So you can stack as many of those on top of each other. It's the reason why motorized and mechanized can be OP, but initially at the start of the game, a lot of generals and a lot of high command don't really know how to use it. So therefore, they don't take advantage of these cool bonuses that exist later in the game once you grind the generals. You also find that combined arms expert and cavalry leader is kind of a more rarer trait in the game. So therefore, if you level your generals to gain these traits, you'll be able to take advantage of some really OP bonuses late game. Now here comes the but. If you look at some of these bonuses, you can see regular infantry and mobile infantry, such as bicycles, motorized, mechanized, they gain a juicy bonus for every time you get a passive bonus through your infantry tech. However, you can see here, your cavalry do not. So this is what I mean. As the game progresses and you gain more of these bonuses, you start to notice that cavalry don't gain as many of these good bonuses. For instance, the ones that gain extra defense and breakthrough. Oh, but surprisingly, this is interesting. Improved infantry equipment, the one that gives soft attack, actually still gives the big bonus. So they'll benefit from soft attack, but they'll not benefit as much from breakthrough and defense. Interesting. If you're playing as Poland, the final thing as Poland that's really important, if you want to take this strategy to the next conclusion, you go down the monarchist path as Poland. You go for the Cossack king, which gives you the Cossack king. As you can see, he gains the 15% attack bonus and defense to cavalry. Remember, all the previous stats I talked to you about earlier will be applied, plus an extra 15% attack on top of that as well, giving you absolutely insane cavalry armies. There's also one extra thing too. This is a small one. Officer Corps, Spirit of the Army, Proper Heritage. It makes horses free for Division templates. It also reduces supply penalties on your core territory, which is kind of useful, particularly on the defensive. But it also gives you 5% extra attack for horses as well. To stack the Field Marshal traits, the General traits below them, the Officer Corps, the High Command bonuses. Stack them all on top of each other. That makes horses in 1930, as well as early 1940s, insanely strong. Horses, guys, are mad OP, and you just not been using them and take advantage of them. I don't know, actually. Maybe people think the horses are an out-of-date thing. They do kind of become out-of-date late game, but for the most part, horses in HOI4 are pretty damn strong. I would say another downside of horses that's just nice to be aware of is they do suffer from bigger penalties attacking into more difficult terrain types. They're not big penalties, but they're just things to be aware of. Like, for instance, attacking into mountains with horses suffers from a 10% attack penalty. But with infantry, there's no penalty. So just be aware of that. If the terrain isn't favorable, you might be better off with infantry. But then I suppose in that case, you might be better off with mountaineers. The option is there, put it that way. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more HOI4 goodness. If you want to watch the next video, this might improve your HOI4 gameplay even more. Try this video. This will be the next one for you. Give it a click. See you soon.